that have some really cool stuff to bring to the table tonight. So I just wanted to first and foremost thank you for coming and spending your evening with us. We're going to try to keep it short and sweet. We have a little bit of personal feedback to give from our own personal experiences as coaches. And then we're also just going to share some of the really amazing things about the opportunity itself. Hopefully by the end we'll have time for questions. If you do have questions in the meantime, you can go ahead and ask them in the chat box. It's at the bottom of the Zoom. And if we can't get to them by the end of this Zoom tonight, then we will reach out to you individually and we will answer your questions. So my name's Jynell Petrosino. I will tell you first and foremost that I'm a very long-winded person, so I'm going to try really hard to keep my story short and sweet. But the truth is that I could really honestly sit here all night and Natasha laughs because I could sit here the entire Zoom and talk and about my entire story. But I'm going to try to keep it short and sweet and just explain that you guys, this opportunity has changed my life in so many ways. Like, I don't even know where to begin, but I will begin at rock bottom. I was at rock bottom in 2014. My husband almost died or went through a really hard time and ended up having brain surgery. And it was a really rough time in my life. My daughter had just been born about a year prior, and it was just a really difficult time in our lives. And in the midst of everything, we kind of lost ourselves, and we were working jobs we didn't like, commuting, never really having time to spend with each other, and just trying to make ends meet. At that time, I kind of lost myself. I became very anxious. And didn't spend a lot of time working on me. And at this time, when I say rock bottom, I really meant hopeless. Rock bottom, I didn't know where I was going to go from here. And it just so happens that Carly Wood, my upline coach, her very inspiring post showed up on my newsfeed one day, and she lives in a different state than me. So it was fate that we crossed paths, and basically I just started following her and saw that she was doing this amazing coaching thing. I ended up reaching out to her and asking her what it was about, and ended up getting involved a couple weeks later. I will start by saying that I was not at the end of my journey when I started as a coach. I was just at the beginning. I started my first online accountability group, fell in love with the support, and the fact that I was getting results with these amazing products in just like 2 weeks. So when she asked me if I wanted to try coaching, I really had no experience. I had no social media background. I barely had any friends on Facebook. I was an introvert, and I didn't have any self-confidence. And I, gave it a shot, and I dove in, and my first idea was to just be a discount coach, a person that didn't really work the business. And within a couple of weeks, I fell in love with the support and the family orientation of our team. I reached out to my first person and tried to help them with their journey, and just fell in love at that point with the feeling of helping someone else become their greatest. And day by day, throughout the last 2.5 years, I've been able to grow into a completely different person. I've been able to find that self-confidence, find myself again. I've been able to help my family members lose weight. I've been able to help my own personal autoimmune conditions to go into remission. And I finally just won a 4-year battle with secondary infertility, and I'm now pregnant with my second baby. And I have to share that with you guys, because without this opportunity, and without the friendship, the support, the personal development, and the women inspiring other women day in and day out in the midst of our crazy busy lives, I don't know if I ever would have stopped to take the time to put the work in for myself. So I am also excited to share that this opportunity that just started out as a small discount type thing turned into my full-time career. So I stay at home most days, and this is my job, and I get to help people all day. So there's so much potential with this opportunity. So that's just a little bit about me. I think that Carly's going to go ahead next to just share a little bit about her story. I'm sorry if that was long, you guys.
No, that was perfect. And it took me right back to when we first met. And you guys, clearly you do not have to be any sort of somebody to be a Beachbody coach or a coach in general. As you can see, I thought this started at 8:30. So I apologize for wasting any of y'all's time. In my mind, I had 8:30. So anyways, we're all real normal human beings. And that's what I love about this community. We're all from different backgrounds. We're all from different places in our lives. And when I first got started, it was about 3.5 years ago. And a little bit of background before that, almost 7 years ago, my best friend was killed in a boating accident, and I literally flipped a coin. I was like, heads, I'm going to go, tails, I'm not. And it was tails. So I never ended up going that weekend. And that's when the accident occurred. So I was going through so many emotions, some anxiety, depression, grief-ridden, and I was so unhappy and miserable with where I was at with my job. My husband and I, we moved to Charlotte, and I just wanted something more for my life. I wanted to feel like I was living a life with purpose and with passion, and I wasn't just getting by day to day. I wanted to feel that connection with other people. I kind of let myself go from getting close to people because I was just riddled with anxiety that I was going to lose somebody else. So I remember sitting on my porch swing, and I was like, gosh, I wish it was me that was on that boat and not her, blah, blah, just really down. I was talking to one of my girlfriends, and she was like, why don't you follow this girl, Nikki? She's always posting inspiring stuff. She's working out. And at this point in time, I had kind of lost myself physically and mentally. So I wasn't working out, wasn't taking care of myself. I got on the phone with Nikki that day, did not know her, just some little girl I followed on Instagram, and ended up signing up for coaching. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I literally sat for the first 2 months, you guys, behind this computer screen, did nothing, was scared the bejesus out of me. I was like, what did I get into? Oh my God, I can't do this. Every single doubt crept into my mind. And I kept hitting play each day, 25 minutes, Sean T. And by week 3, I was getting results. I was feeling good. I was smiling again, feeling more like myself. And I was like, I have got to share this with other people. A lot of times we don't see the struggle on the inside. We don't see the anxiety. We don't see the depression. We don't see the internal struggles, you know? So if I could be a voice for that for others, then I was willing to do that. It took me another month to gain that courage to do that. And when I finally dove in, you guys, I was blessed with meeting just a community of women who supported women from all different shapes, sizes, backgrounds, everything. No matter where you were at on your journey, if you'd never worked out a day in your life, to some people who are CrossFitters, you know? So I love coaching because of the connections, because of the people I've been able to meet, because of what I've been able to overcome and give back. And I could go on and on and on, and I know I was told to only stick to a few minutes, so I will stop there. But this has blessed our life. I usually say that my husband and I probably wouldn't have walked down the aisle in November if it wasn't for coaching. We'll get into that because I get emotional, but the personal growth that stems from this journey is worth it alone. And now I do this full time, and these lovely ladies joining me are a part of our team, and that right there is just a huge blessing to be able to be surrounded by these incredible 3 women as well. I think, Tosh, you're going next.
I have to come off mute. Sorry. Yes, I am up. Thank you. You guys, I'm Natasha Hemingway. Thanks for jumping on. I'm excited to see many faces. I just can say that, first of all, just know that just by taking the step to listen in, you're doing yourself a huge service, because this journey is such a blessing. I coaching now since September of 2015. I started out, I've been a competitive gymnast. I cheered co-ed in college. I've ran track. I've done all that. So I've always been active, and I used to CrossFit like 5 and 6 times out of the week. And after we had our son, that really wasn't my life anymore. So I couldn't get in a box like constantly after work and then get home and then only have 45 minutes with my son. So my husband and Carly's husband worked together, and they had been trying to get us together. They're like, oh, you got to meet each other. So we met each other on this trip, and we were talking and just getting to know each other. And as we're talking, you know, we, of course, talk about working out, lifestyle, that kind of thing. And I'm like, yeah, I got to figure out something else to do. And she was like, oh, you should try my challenge groups. And I was like, what is that? Huh? And she started talking about it. And she was like, you know, she started explaining what it was, and she was like, have you ever heard of Beachbody? And I was like, no. And then she was like, like 21 Day Fix, P90X, T25. I was like, oh, yeah. And I was like, but I'm not a at-home workout person. And she was like, you'd be surprised, there's this great support group that I run and blah, blah, blah. And I am of the mindset, I've been raised this way, is that you never say no to something until you at least take the time to learn about it. And I preach that all the time, no matter what it is. And so I was like, all right, I have nothing to lose. I have to figure something out. And I started with her in August of 2015, and she had immediately started talking to me about coaching when I met her back in, I think it was May. And like right off the bat, and I was like, whoa, coaching? I don't know about that. I'm like, I had all these like self-limiting beliefs. I'll be 100% honest and vulnerable. I'm a pretty confident person, but I was like, coaching? Like, negative. Like, who's going to want to like be coached by me? I don't even know what I'm doing. Y'all, I had never posted to Facebook before. Never. Had an account. No. I was like, Carly, you don't understand. And it was literally the one thing that almost kept me from taking the leap for this journey, because I was terrified to post on social media and share anything. And so honestly, I had to go and pray about it. It was that serious, because you know how you're like contemplating something and it starts giving you like butterflies in your stomach. So you're excited, you're intrigued, but then like, again, self-doubt creeps in and you're like, I can't do this. How am I going to do it? I can't post to social media. All these things that are just what I call self-limiting beliefs were just like crowding me. And then finally I let it go, because I couldn't mentally let it go. I have my timer on. I'm watching my 5 minutes. I couldn't let it go. So I'm like, God, send me like a sign, a message or something. Like, I need it to be clear, like bam, over the head, like put it in a billboard. And so I literally got these signs. It was crazy within a week. And I was like, all right, I called her, and I knew that Carly was at Summit, which is our national conference. So I knew she was crazy busy. And I told her, I was like, look, call me as soon as you get a break, because I have something to tell you. And I'm like, I know you're busy, but I got to tell you. So I'll never forget, I was literally going to get a bike for this triathlon I was going to do. And she called me and she's like, I'll call you on my next break. And I'm like, okay, I'm doing it. I'm in. I just had to say it. I had to get it out. I'm in. I'm doing it. I'm scared as beep. I'm going for it. I'm going to do this thing with you. And she was like, yay. And then it just started from there. And I literally had the mindset, you guys. I was like, first, let me just do 21 Day Fix. In August, I did it, and I signed up on September 2nd to be a coach, and I have not looked back since. And it's like, my mindset was, if this has changed my life, this challenge group, these women, the personal development, the workouts, if it's given me all of this, if I can take what I've been given and pass that on to 1, 2, 3, 4, several other women, then I'm down. I don't care if I got to call myself a coach, or like, I don't even want to say that word yet. I'm in, because I know how much of a blessing this became for me and how much it changed my life. It changed my outlook. We work on things like personal development, and we'll get into that later, but it truly changed me as a person. And I am forever grateful for Carly to reaching out to me, and putting me on the spot to ask me about coaching, because she saw that in me. And it has been the best thing. I've gained amazing friendships, amazing success partners, and women that just, are amazing, and they have my back, and they want to see me win. And it is the biggest blessing. And I used to be in medical device sales and pharmaceutical sales for 16 years straight. And as of November 2016, because of change of events, I am no longer doing that. And I would have never thought that I would be doing this full time. But after coming out of that job, my husband said, why don't you go do what you're really, really passionate about and go chase this dream full time? And I was like, again, scared. And I was like, what the heck, I'm going to do it. So here I am, full time, now coaching, absolutely love it. And just trust and know that whoever brought you here has your best interest, and they got your back. And we are so happy to have you on board. I'm done. So basically, we got that for and Alicia, you're up. Let's go. I had a bottler in Michigan who had a really great reputation at the time. Hey, if somebody's talking, can you make sure you mute yourself out? Because we can hear your background. Perfect.
Hi guys. Hey everybody. Okay, so I'm a huge nerd and I get super nervous public speaking, so I can't listen to any of my friends talk. So I'm literally sitting here jamming out to the Backstreet Boys. I'm not even kidding. Like, had you all on mute and was listening to the Backstreet Boys. Anyway, it's like, everybody. Okay, so you get the point. So I'm Alicia. I have been a coach for about 1.5 years now. I am full-time, which is like crazy to me, but my story's kind of like a whirlwind. I don't know. So I started out, let me mute the Backstreet Boys. I can't do this. And yeah, okay. So I started out 2 years ago with Beachbody. I did T25, my like soul program, Shaun T. And I was getting ready for my wedding. So yeah, I just like dove into the program and got these crazy results and was feeling really good through it. Did my wedding, went on my honeymoon, came back, and my coach was like, listen, did you ever think about actively coaching? And I was kind of like, yeah, no, I'm definitely not gonna do that. Like, I'm not gonna post, publicly. I'm not gonna like put this all out in front of people's faces. Like, no way, like no shot. But after she asked me, it just kind of sat in the back of my mind for a while. So I was kind of like, I don't know, like I love what T25 did for me. I feel amazing. Like I know it works. I feel so good in my life. So, okay, let's rewind really quick. So I came from a really rough place before I started T25. So I struggle with bipolar disorder. I was medicated for 7 years. I was on lithium, I was on Lamictal, I was on all kinds of medications. I was taking birth control. I was taking this drug called Midodrine because I was passing out randomly. I also have PCOS, so I was getting like super irregular periods or not getting periods at all. I was getting migraines all the time. I was having stomach pains. Like I was a total mess. And it wasn't just medically for me. It was like, I mean, mentally, like I felt shitty. Like I felt shitty. I felt like toxic in my head. And I was just constantly putting out these like, I don't know, just like a judgy, like negative, gossipy vibes and stuff. And it was so not, my heart like hurt when I would do that. And I just couldn't stop like feeding into this cycle of toxicity. But anyway, so T25 like rocked my world. It ended up totally changing my body and my brain. Like I felt so good. And then I kept coming back to this girl saying, what do you think about coaching? And I kept thinking about it and thinking about it. And finally she told me about an event like this. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna just see what they have to say. I mean, why not, right? What do I have to lose? So I got on it and I listened to ladies speak, not any of these ladies actually, but I listened to, a bunch of girls talk. And by the end of it, I was kind of like, dude, I think I could do this. Like, I don't know. I feel like I could. I'm not really sure, but I feel like I owe it to myself to give this a shot, right? So I signed up as a coach like a couple days later. Even then, still after like I was all hyped up from the What Is Coaching call, I was still like, I don't know, maybe I don't know, should I do it? And I did, and I like immediately ran a challenge group, which felt so good to me. Like it was just really cool to be working alongside people that wanted to like do changes that I had gotten, like they wanted similar changes. So I started my challenge group and the rest is history. So here I am, full-time coaching, totally changed my life. I honestly, guys, am a different person. Like I'm a totally different person, not just blue hair. Like I mentally am totally like at peace and happy and calm in my life. Like things that that weren't even a possibility, like on my radar, like not even close, I'm speechless about what this has done for me because I don't know. And so I want to share something too really quick with you guys. The hard times have not ended. I'm actually going through a divorce right now and it is so hard. I can't even begin to explain. It is probably the hardest thing I have ever done in my life, ever. And, I've come from a place of, I told you, bipolar disorder and all kinds of stuff, and I'm struggling. Like I'm having a really hard time, and I can honestly 100% tell you that if it wasn't for coaching, and I'm getting totally choked up about this, if it was not for coaching, I don't know where I would be right now in terms of this happening in my life. Like, this has been my saving grace. It has given me confidence. It has given me so much just growth in my life that I never would have, found within myself if I didn't have this community and didn't have this confidence boost in my life that this has given to me. So yes, it is work. You've got to put in the time to do the workouts, and you've got to put in the time to make the connections with people. But let me tell you, this is what life is. This is what this is all about, guys. This is what life is all about. So, all right, I'm gonna stop now and let everybody get to it. Somebody mute me immediately and keep going.
Alicia, I love you.
Love you, girl.
I'm so grateful for you, Alicia, Carly, Jynell.
Well, that just brought back a lot of memories. But
I know, right?
all right, you guys. So we just have a couple of slides to show you guys, and I'm gonna get started because we just are limited on time here. So thank you, friends, for sharing your story and getting me all choked up because I love you guys so much. I'm going to go ahead and share our screen. So if you guys could give me a thumbs up and tell me if you can see this, that would be perfect. You see this? PowerPoint? Yeah? Okay. All right. I'm going to dive right in and just get to it. Just a little bit about what we have to offer as coaches, because you guys are probably wondering, what is this amazing opportunity that's changing all of these women's lives in completely different ways. And so I'm just going to share a little bit. Some of you who might be in an online accountability group with one of us right now might see some things on here that look familiar, but one of the reasons that we're all so passionate about what we do as Beachbody coaches is because what we have to offer people is realistic, convenient, and it's a lifestyle. It's not just a quick fix. It's not something that gives someone an overnight result. It's actually products that help people change from the inside out, and they're healthy and, approved by doctors and stuff like that. So it's stuff that is safe and that has helped all of us in different ways. So a couple of the things that we have to offer if you're brand new to this is that we have workout programs for all different fitness levels. It doesn't matter, if somebody's just getting started or if they're just looking for an entirely new challenge. We have over 700 different workouts available for ourselves and our customers. We have nutrition guides and portion control containers that we use within our challenge groups and in our own lives to help become our healthiest version, and not only just to lose weight, but to learn how to live our lives in a healthy way and in a way that we can share with our families. And then there are other different things that we can add to our regimen that are healthy and natural that can help boost your energy or help your muscles recover after you work out or whatever it may be. But everything that we have to offer is not something that's just going to give somebody an overnight makeover. It's something that they can use and implement into their lives to become a better version of themselves. I think we can all sit here and agree that we pride ourselves in helping people so darn much, but helping people in a way that they learn how to change their habits in their life in a way that is lasting. So it's not like we're just selling things to people. We're sharing products that have changed our lives and helped us transform from the inside out. And these are some of them. So if you guys have any questions about what we have to offer, please feel free to ask in the chat box. But I'm going to move on now to the next slide, which is a question that I hear all the time. Do you already have to be fit? Do you have to be at the end of your health and fitness journey? And the answer is absolutely not. One of the amazing things about coaching is that anybody can be a coach. Even if you're on your first day, or if you're somebody that's, training for some big event, and there's something for everyone in this opportunity, because what makes a really good coach isn't your level of fitness. It is your ability to be open to growing and facing your uncomfy zone, we say, and using Beachbody, so the workouts in learning how to eat right and drinking Shakeology, which is also a really big part of what we have to offer. It's a superfood shake made out of completely natural ingredients that we drink daily. All of those things that we use to be a good coach, all you have to do is share your journey. Share your journey to hold yourself accountable to sticking to your program so that you can become your greatest version. And then so that you can help inspire other people to do it. So it doesn't mean that you have to have it all figured out, because as you can hear from what we all have already talked about tonight, none of us had any of it figured out. And I wasn't in the best shape of my life when I started this. And honestly, the majority of, what we work on is things that are going on internally. Like we use personal development and things like that to work on ourselves as a whole. So it's not just about being physically fit. And I'm really excited to share that tonight, because a lot of the best coaches that I've ever met, or that I know right now, started at a really hard place, or a place where they didn't know where they wanted to go. And they saw Beachbody as an opportunity and used it as a vehicle to get there. So those are two really amazing things about coaching. And I'm going to go ahead and ask Carly to go ahead with the next slide.
All right, you guys. So what do we do as coaches? Like the $1 million question, right? Like Jynell was saying, it doesn't matter where you're at on your journey. You're perfect wherever you start, because what you're going to want to do is attract the people to you that resonate with your story, right? So right now I've got some thyroid stuff going on. I've gained 10 pounds. I'm going through like some natural doctors, and that's a part of my story. I'm able to connect with other women and people by sharing what's going on in my life and what's going on, with my workouts. I'm into yoga. So it's not a one size shoe fits all when it comes to coaching. Like Tasha shared, she was from a CrossFit background. So the idea and the main goal that we want to do is share authentically, share from our heart, share who we are as people, and not try and fit some perfect mold, because people don't relate to that, right? So we also want to help people, meet them where they're at. I love Beachbody and I love coaching because I've never sold a thing in my life. I've helped other people get started, and I've met them where they're at. Maybe someone who's never worked out before, someone who has an injury, someone who just needs some questions answered. Our main goal as coaches is just to help people. And that doesn't mean that they have to buy something in order for us to help them. We want to build relationships and just be authentic. I love the voice messenger app voice messenger button on Facebook, because people can hear what I'm saying and I can really connect with them through that way. So really sharing, being authentic. I like to hone in on this because that's really what we're all about. And everyone's different. We all have our own stories and our own uniqueness. And that for you is what's going to connect you with others sharing your story. We also hold people accountable. So we have got these different accountability groups like Jynell talked about a little bit. And sometimes we pair up with other coaches. So if you sign up to be a coach on our team, you're not going to be thrown into this running anything blindly or on your own or having to figure it all out. We have groups where we hold each other accountable together, as well as with our challengers. We as coaches are also a product of the product, meaning we believe in what we're doing. We want to start a program start to finish, even if it isn't our ideal program. I am not a dancer, you guys. I hate dancing. And my husband and we recorded ourselves doing Country Heat when it came out because we're goofy, we're fun, and it took him a shot of whiskey to do that. But anyways, it was fun. So you just want to share yourself. You want to be a product of the product. You want to try on different things. And we always like for coaches to, start a program start to finish. Like Tosh said with her 21-day fix. She started that, got results, got a feel for it, and was able to share what that did for her. I just talked about the fitness groups that we run. So they're going to be private groups on Facebook where we all check in with daily motivation, with support. It's a place where we can give our challengers that motivation and that support that they might not be getting at the gym or anywhere else. We also get to enjoy 25% off all of the products that we have to offer. Our performance line is amazing. We've got some energy boosts and different things that we can add to our Shakeology. So all of that we get 25% off on. And what we also do and how we share is through social media. So that can look different for each person. I started out with Facebooks, and then we kind of call them likes pages or a business page. And then Instagram is huge right now. So Instagram is a great way to get started on social media as well and learning about that. And we also have trainings and all kinds of different things on the different social media platforms. And my biggest and most favorite thing, y'all, me and my husband, we went to Tony Robbins for our honeymoon 3.5 years ago. Didn't even know who Tony Robbins was, but it's growing yourself. Personal development, that has given me so much. Coaching in that aspect has just completely transformed my life. So you guys as coaches are going to want to grow yourself as well, whether that looks like, reading a book that motivates or inspires you and helps you grow, listening to something on audio or a YouTube video. We're constantly sharing different ways for you to grow. And I'm telling you, it's not just for you to grow. Your marriages will grow. Your relationship with your families will grow, with your kids, just every aspect of your life. And I know Alicia and Jynell and Natasha can really attest to this too. And this part's like my jam. This is where I get really, really into it. The fitness part is good, but this is what lights my fire. So personal growth, you guys are going to get so much from that. We live healthy lives, not 100% healthy. You don't have to be a walking health billboard to be a coach. You want to be you and share authentically. 80-20 rule, if you're out having an ice cream cone, you want to share about that. Like I said, we're all normal people, just trying to live our best lives. And wine, yeah, Tasha, and just inspiring people. It's not to fit a certain mold, I love red wine. I love my cheats here and there, but maybe you're someone who's gluten-free or has some other healthy ways to inspire others. And that's what you guys are going to do. And that's what we do. And surrounding yourself with amazing people. I think after hearing the four of us share just a small little window of what this has done for us, you guys can get the sense that we are grateful and we're blessed and we are humbled to be surrounded by such incredible people. Like, I'm sitting over here beating myself up because I got on this Zoom late, and it's distracted me, and they're all like, Carly, it's not that big of a deal, let it go. So it's like we are always there lifting each other up and supporting each other. And you make lifelong friends. Like these women are going to be in my lives forever. And our community in our team page is just the exact same as that. We are all there for each other, and the friendships, the community is such a huge, huge, huge blessing. All right. Jynell, I can't control it, can I? Jynell, you want to go to the next? Okay. So the last thing I'm going to talk about with you guys tonight is one of the big questions: how do we earn? And honestly, you guys, your income, stop it, come here. Sorry, my dog, he's old and going to bark. But your income is going to be a direct reflection of how many people you help in an authentic way. Right? So if we get people started with a challenge pack or on a program, we want to support them and be there for them on their journey. So your income is going to be a direct reflection of that. We also, like I said before, get a 25% discount on anything that we purchase, including Shakeology. We get a 25% commission on everything that we sell as well. And I do not like that word sell, but we get a 25% commission on everything that we do get people started right with. And as you start to grow, you guys, based on your team and stuff, you get a matching bonus. So that's something that we'll go more in depth in the training, but there are different matching bonuses and different cycle bonuses that you get as you start to grow. And I know that growing and stuff like that can sound challenging at first. And I assure you guys, as you start in your challenge groups and people start getting results, it becomes easier, and it becomes, a way to connect with people through your challenge groups as well. So you'll start gaining team cycle bonuses as you grow. We also have quarterly bonuses at different ranks, which is so nice because as you grow and hit different benchmarks, you are rewarded for that as well. And then as you hit different levels, like Success Club and a few things that we also go into training about, you get free leads. So what that means is when somebody is late at night on infomercials and they're like, oh my God, I need to change my life, and they order, which is what I did before I even knew about coaching, max 30, those people get assigned to a coach. So you can also be part of that free lead commission program where you have people assigned to you. And I think, and we go more into this in the training, some of these words and different things like levels and bonuses are a little confusing at first, but we do go into those in our training when you guys sign up. I think I'm passing it to Tosh.
Yep.
All right.
That will be me. Okay. So why our team is different. This part I love because one of the things that is really, really so good about this, because like I said, I've been in medical device sales and pharmaceutical sales, and it's very much like a solo dolo thing. Like you're grinding, you're hustling, and you're on your own. And the beautiful thing about this is that it is all team focused. So the people that are on my team, literally, when they do well, I do well. When I do well, they do well. So it literally does really make sense for us to work together. There's nothing about this about like kind of being competitive or on top of another person. It is literally, I made a post about it last night about the quote is, about women empowering each other. It was a photo that me and Carly had gotten done together, like, again, fun things that we get to do together. We did like a little fitness photo shoot, and it truly is about empowering each other and working as a team. So know that when you come into this, you are not alone. This is not something that you need to go figure out on your own. We have the training set. We have certain things as such, like weekly team calls. So you'll have your team call that'll be led by your upline. So sometimes those are weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, whatever the need is. But there's always someone there for you. So the person bringing you in is going to be what we call your upline. So they're there to support you. So one-on-one calls with your upline, I kind of hinted to that. That's key, especially your onboarding is so important. Like, it truly is important to us that we take the time that every single person that comes on our team, you're going to be onboarded and you're going to have that one-on-one time with us so that we can set you up. So you'll get like a welcome email and they'll have steps on what you need to do. And then we put you in a training and you kind of go at your own pace. So you're definitely not out there on your own. You will learn about rank and income training, just like Carly said. So a lot of the terminology that we use, you'll be introduced to that. We'll walk you through that. New coach training, I hinted at that. We'll make sure you get put in the new coach training immediately. It's all broken down into different topics so that you can really kind of understand and know the basics of how you actually start to build your business. It's not like, hey, go open up your brick and mortar and figure that out on your own. Like, it's already laid out. So everything is duplicatable. Like, you literally, we've done it. You'll turn around and do the same thing, obviously, and you put your own kind of flair to it. We do something called Getting Started Right calls, or you'll hear us call it GSR calls. That's just making sure, like, within that first week that you sign up, sometimes people do it a week, 2 weeks, but we try to get it like as soon as possible to make sure you do exactly what it says, get started right. We ensure that you are on the right path, that you are making progress in your training, make sure you have any questions, but more importantly, we take that time to find out, what is your why? Like, why do you want this? And you might not know it right off the bat, but it gives us time to kind of really start to dig in and get to know you, because every single person on that team is different. Every single person has different goals. Every single person has a different why. So it's important for us to bond and connect with you to understand what your goals are so that we can help you facilitate through that path and help you get there. Team pages. Let me tell you, with Beachbody, it almost can be too much information. So we literally have more tools than you can ever ask for. I always tell my team, you will never be able to say you did not succeed at this because I didn't provide you with something, because that is not the case. There's an abundance of tools and information that you'll find in our team pages, documents and templates that you can just take that have already been created by someone else, and you can kind of take and tweak and put on your own, whether it be a challenge group template or a free group template, or different ideas on how to invite, how to message people, how do you start that conversation. So that all is laid out for you. Community, if you didn't catch the feeling to some extent that we are bonded and we all live in different states, literally, community is huge. Our bond is real. Our bond is strong, and we are here together, and we genuinely have friendships. We genuinely want to see each other win. And that is where, honestly, I tell people, I'm like, when you come into this, don't be afraid to invite people, because community is where it's at. Because when you come into your team and then you start creating and building your own team, that's where stuff starts to explode. And that's where that momentum starts to go. And that vibe just gets stronger. And you start to become a leader. So community it's everything. It's everything. I absolutely love it. And it allows us to celebrate each other and celebrate our successes, but also support you when you're feeling like, okay, that did not work. That failed, or I don't know how to do this. I don't know which way to go. I don't even know where my freaking link is to send someone, and they're wanting to purchase. Trust me, been there, done that. Then the other thing is, there's Carly's fur baby. We call him Bugaboo. But anyway, and most importantly, this is everything. If you were invited by me and you see my page, like, I'm always talking about mindset and dreaming and, just doing things for yourself. A lot of times we get stuck in this rut, and we believe that you're supposed to work this 9 to 5 and you're only supposed to live paycheck to paycheck. And that's just the way life is. You go to college, you might go to college, you may not. You get a 9 to 5, you do your grind, and then that's it. And that cannot be further from the truth. And let me tell you, when you come into this world of coaching and the things like our National Summit Conference and just your own team page and your upline, whether you want to or not, your mind and your vision are going to be blown. You are going to see things at a different level. You're going to dream big. You're going to obtain things that you never thought that you could. You are going to claim, manifest, walk in, all of that good stuff. It's going to happen because that's what we cultivate here. And I never thought I would be out of medical device sales, but here I am. So next slide. Different strokes for different folks. I am all in. I want this bad. I want it to be a full-time, like, I'm talking about my word, me and Carly's word this year we were talking about is abundance. I want abundance overflowing in every avenue of my life. Friendships, marriage, my spiritual relationship, money, my team success. For my team, I want the same thing for them. So it's different for everybody. But just because I'm all in doesn't mean that everybody on my team has to be all in. They don't have to be Natasha. They don't have to want it just the way I want it. So different options. Discount coach. For example, my 69-year-old mom who is in my challenge group, you never know she was 69 because she looks that great. But she does the workout. She's in my challenge group, and she's a discount coach. She's a nurse practitioner. She shares, every now and then about, Shakeology in the business because people see her losing weight and her success at her age. So she's kind of what we call a discount coach. She is faithful to Shakeology. She stays on it on a regular basis. She doesn't really necessarily work her business, if you want to call it that, but she saves by getting that discount. So that's what a discount coach is. If you hear us talk about that. A hobby coach. This is how I started out. You're full-time, you have a full-time job, but you love the products and you want to share it with others, or you find yourself sharing it without even realizing it, or people are asking you about it because they see you changing and changing not just externally, but internally as well. And you're like, all right, I guess I'm going to start sharing. Or you're actively in your mind saying, hey, I am working towards this goal. I want to make this extra money on the side to either pay for my son's school tuition. That was kind of like one of my things, to pay for a year's worth of my son's private school tuition, even though my husband still works full time. Or if it's paying for a bill or saving up for a vacation, or that might be just paying your grocery bill, or not having to worry about, living paycheck to paycheck and having like an extra $200 or $500 a week that's sitting on the side for you. Whatever it is, excuse me, it's that opportunity that you are creating what we call a residual income that's on the side outside of your 9 to 5 job. So you're doing what we call like a daily power hour where you're working your business within the hour. The other thing is a business builder. That is, and you can still have a full-time job and be a business builder. That is where you are literally all in. You have a full-time job. or you may be full-time working Beachbody at this point, but you are all in. You are all in. You are all focused on building this business into where it becomes your full-time job, and it is creating like a full-time income for you. Now, that looks different for every single person, but it basically means your mindset is all in and your work ethic is all in. Because I'm going to say this, you cannot say you want something and you're not willing to work for it. That is not the case. This job and opportunity is very simple. The processes are laid out, but it's not necessarily easy because everybody's busy. You're tired, right? Things happen in life. Things distract you. And so it takes having the work ethic and really having the drive and the why and the want to do it. And that's what that all in is even when you don't want to, you're still going to because you have a bigger vision and dream as to where you can take it. So on to Alicia, if she's not muting us all out with Backstreet Boys.
I was totally muting you out. It's not Backstreet Boys anymore, though. It's that song, September Song. Okay, I'm sorry. I will stop saying that. Okay, so you guys, now I'm going to talk to you about how to exactly get started. But before I get into that, I just want to piggyback on a couple things that were said tonight. So really, like, the biggest parts for me with coaching, like the reason that I was drawn in, the reason why I continued during, the grind, the reason why I'm still here is because, like, the community. So we've all talked about this community. Like, these three women are like my besties. I'm not even freaking kidding you. Like, and we've talked about how we're close and everything, but really, like, we actually see each other. We like go on vacations together. We do work-related events together. I see these girls, like, we live in all different parts of the country, but not for long because I'm moving to Charlotte. And we see each other like 3 or 4 times a year, sometimes more if we're all like really grinding on our business and earning these ridiculous trips that Beachbody gives to us. So like we see each other in real life, and then we make the effort to see each other too. There's Super Saturdays, there's all these awesome events and stuff. And these women get me, like they get me. They're doing the same stuff that I'm doing. They have the same mentality. Like for real, like I have never had relationships like this in my life, and I had very, very good friends when I was growing up. Also, the second part of it is that I didn't talk about this earlier, but I was pretty miserable in my job. I got out of the 9 to 5, the traditional 9 to 5, took the risk. No more bumper to bumper traffic for me. I'm making a full-time living doing what I love, you guys. Like, I have a purpose in my life now. I just feel super appreciated and loved, like, every day. And that is, like, you can't replace that feeling. But anyway, so yeah, now I'll talk to you about how you can do this with us if you would like to do this with us. So this is the deal. There's 2 different ways to get started. The first is that there is a $39.95 coach sign-up fee. You can just pay that, and you would be a coach. That was it. That would be it. You get your coach enrollment little packy thing in the mail, and you would become a coach. There is a $15.95 monthly service fee, and you would pay that moving forward to maintain your business center, which is amazing, by the way. It really just keeps everything nice and organized for you. And then there's a second way. So the second way to become a coach is to start with a challenge pack, which is exactly what I would recommend, because when you start coaching, you really want to be familiar with the products, and you want to be able to practice what you preach, essentially. Like, what kind of coaches would we be if we were telling people to do all this stuff, but we weren't actually doing it? That would be ridiculous and like fraudulent, and that is not how we roll. So getting started with a challenge pack is the best way to go, in my own opinion. So a challenge pack is basically a program, a workout program with 30 days of Shakeology, or a workout program with the performance line, which is Energize and Recover. I have recently done both regularly, and they're amaze balls. They are pre-workout and post-workout. But anyway, and there is also a really, really awesome challenge pack available right now. It's called the All Access Challenge Pack. So All Access is all access to every single Beachbody program that has ever been created and anything that's created within a year. And you have access to that for a year. And that's going to come with 30 days of Shakeology. The pricing on that is $160, which is ridiculous. And that is going to be good through the end of April. It's usually about $200. So, dude, like the best. Thank you, thanks Jynell for flipping over. So yeah, that is, I just told you exactly what Challenge Pack is. And like I said, that's probably the best way to go. So you can do either or to get started with us. Thank you for prompting me, Jynell. She's like, come on, let's go. But yeah, and there is gonna be a giveaway too, which we like to do because we're fun like that. So it is gonna be a $25 gift card, and then you get to be part of this awesome community too, and start your fitness journey, start your coaching journey, and all this awesomeness that we've already really, got into and talked about. So I'm not gonna cry again. I am done presenting. Ladies, if you have anything else left to say, please do. I'm gonna zip it down.
No, we just want to thank you guys so much for getting on with us tonight and for taking the time out of your night to connect with us and listen in. I know, Tosh, you said you have to jump off really quick, but we all, on behalf of all three of us, we just are really excited y'all are here. Hopefully we'll be welcoming you to the team. And Jynell, do you have anything you want to say?
No, just thank you everyone for hopping on and listening to our stories, and I can't wait for you to join our team. It's the right choice. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Thanks so much.
And if you guys have questions, just bring them to the person who invited you here, too. We'll be happy to answer anything y'all have. Cool.
Totally.
Bye.
Bye, guys.